Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back. So in this video I'll be showing you how to make this shift dress that you just saw. So this is the materials that we'll be needing. I'll be needing two different fabric. um i have I have one plain fabric, then Ankara fabric, a pair of scissors, my ruler, a chalk, a pen, whatever that you have, then my measuring tape. So let's get straight to the tutorial. So to cut this, you need to first consider your biggest or widest measurement. In this case, it's my hip, and the hip measurement is what you consider in folding this, plus your shoulder measurement, and then your sleeve length, because you're going to cut the sleeve together with the dress. So basically, that's the measurement that you'll be needing. Then your full measurement, So that's exactly what I'm trying to mark here. So my full measurement is 39 inches plus 2 inches hemming allowance. That will make it 41 inches. So that's exactly what I'm marking. Okay, so after marking, I'll go ahead and then cut that out. Hey guys, so if you've been here or today is your first time on my channel, please do me a favor by subscribing to this channel, like this video, and leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you. Okay, so after cutting that out, I'll cut the same piece for that of the African print fabric. Okay, so that is also done. I'm just placing them on each other to make sure they are equal. Okay, so I'll go ahead and then cut this into two and do the same for that of the African print fabric. Okay guys, so after doing so, pick 1/2 piece of each of the fabrics, like what you're saying, one of the plain and one of the Ankara fabric, and then with the right side facing each other like this, stitch it together or join it together with 1/2 of an inch, like so. Place them on each other like this and stitch it down or join it together with 1/2 of an inch. So let me go to the machine and do it. Okay, so this is it after stitching them down. So this is basically how it should come out. So guys, I'm just going to place them on each other on the right side before I continue to take that of my vertical and horizontal measurements. Okay guys, so now I'll start by marking that of my across back, which is 16 inches divided by 2. That gives us 8 inches. So that's exactly what I marked down there. Now I'm doing the markings on the right side of the fabric with a chalk so that I'll be able to erase later on. Now I'm going to take my vertical measurement, so I'll go down by 8 inches for my chest line, 10 inches for my bust line, 16 for my waistline, and then 24 inches for my hip line. Okay, so let's continue. So this being done, I'll take out my neckline. I'll be using 3.5 inches for the width and then 5 inches for the length or the depth of the neckline. Okay, so now for the shoulder slope, I'll be marking 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, and then join it to the neckline like so. Okay, so After doing so, I'll consider my sleeve, my around sleeve, which is 12 inches, divided by 2 will give me 6 inches, but then I will add 1 inch for stitching allowance. Okay, so I just labeled my measurements, the bust, the waist, and the hip. So now I'm taking my horizontal measurement. So considering that my bust measurement, I'll divide it by 4 inches, and so for the rest of them. So my bust divided by 4 is what I'm marking over there. So guys, to mind you, this is a loose dress, so I'll be adding extra allowance to it for easiness. So my bust line divided by 4 plus 1 inch plus my sewing allowance. I hope you get what I'm saying. Same as for my waistline, I also divide that by 4, then add 1 inch easiness. So my waistline was supposed to be 7 inches, but then I added 1 inch, making it 8 inches for easiness. So that's what I'm going to be marking on my waistline. I will then also add 2 inches sewing allowance. I will do same for my hip line by dividing my hip measurements by 4 plus my hip measurement plus 4 plus 1 inch for easiness plus 2 inches sewing allowance. So for the full length of a dress, I will just mark what the measurement that I marked for my hip line for that of my the hem line. Okay, so after that is done, I'll take out my sleeve. My around sleeve is 12 inches divided by 2 is 6 plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So I marked 7 for that. So I'm going to join the lines together. I'm going to join them together. So that's what I'm doing right now. This is simple, and I believe you understand what what I said. Okay guys, so now I'm going to be taking the measurement for that of the back part of the dress. So for the neckline depth, I'll be marking 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches, and then curve it to any shape that you prefer. So aside that, we are going to be using the same measurement for the back part of the dress. We are going to be using the same measurement for the back part. This is a loose dress or shape dress, so we've already added the easiness in it, so there's no need to add zipper allowance and all that. So this is done, so I'll just cut off the marked area. So I first cut out that of the back neckline, then I move to the front neckline. Remember to separate the two before cutting. Okay, so after that, I'll just move on to cut the rest of the marked area. So guys, this is how it turns out after cutting off the marked area. This is the front part, and under it is the back part of the dress. So I'll just cut some facing for them. This is the facing. I'll cut the facing for both the back part and the front part of the dress. So I just folded some piece of the fabric, then place it on it like this, and then cut out that of the neckline and go in a bit for the shoulder line and cut the facing for them. I'll do same for the back parts of the dress. Okay, so this is how it's going to be done. I'll just place the right side of the facing to the right side of the dress, and then stitch it round with 1/2 inch like this. Then give it some notches like so, and turn it in, and then knit or search the facing like this. Search the facing and hem it to the dress. Exactly so that I'll be doing for the back parts. Then join the shoulders of the dresses. So I did same for the back parts and then join the shoulders. So as you can see, that is being done. So I just cut about unfold 1.5 inches of fabric unfold like so. I'll cut one piece for the fabric or the African print fabric, and then the plain fabric, and join it to the sleeve like so. Join it using 1/2 inch like so. I'll fold it like this, unfold 1.5 inches, and then join it to the sleeve. I'll do the same for the plain parts of the dress. Okay, so that is also being done. That is also being done. I've just joined 1.5 inches unfold of fabric to the sleeve. So now I'm going to mark out the shape again and then finish it up. So that's the sleeve. This is how it turned out. Okay, so for my bust line, I'll take out the measurement to be able to shape it out. So once it is unfold like this, I'll divide my bust measurement by 2 plus the 1 inch easiness or the 1 inch allowance, and then mark it on the dress. Take out the extra or the excess measurement and divide it for them like so. So my bust divided by 2 plus half was 17.5 inches. So that's what I deducted from the bust measurements of the dress, and then divided the excess as the sewing allowance. I'll do same for the waist measurement. So that's what I'm doing right now. I hope you understand this part of the marking. So same as my hip, I'll divide my hip measurements by 2. Then looking at the measurement on the fabric right now, I'll place my finger there like so, plus my easiness or 1 inch easiness. I'll place it on it and count out or deduct the excess measurement on it and divide it by 2. I'll do same for the hem line. Okay, so after doing so, I'll just join the lines. Remember, this part is not that difficult. It's just like taking out your allowances and then join it together. So like I told you earlier on, my sleeve or my round sleeve was 6 inches. So I added 1 inch. If you remember, I added 1 inch, and then just join your measurement together like so before taking it to the sewing machine. Remember to curve out your hip point to avoid it from being pointy. So as you can see this time, because you are going to stitch this together, I was doing the marking on the wrong side of the fabric. Okay, so after doing the marking, I'll just pin the dress down before taking it to the sewing machine and then stitch it down. So wait for me to do that and come back. Alright, so that is done. After stitching, I just turned it to the right side of the fabric. So this is our dress. This is almost ready. Okay, now for the facing, I will just knit it and then hem it to the dress, or serge it and hem it to the dress. So guys, if not yet subscribed to the channel, please click on the subscribe button and then click on the notification bells when I upload a new video. You'll be the first to be notified. Like this video and share it to your friends and family as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'll take it to the sewing machine and fold in 2 inches, or I'll initially fold in 1 inch and then fold again 1 inch for the hem of the dress. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So that is done. Our dress is ready. I'll just give it a press and then we're done. Thank you for watching. See you on my next video. Love you. Bye.